Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. Yes, again, the beautiful reminder of choice that you have, that I have, that we all have. And what is that choice about? It's about the meanings that we give every moment in our life. It's about how we're going to think right here, right now. Remember, everything is fundamentally meaningless. Everything just is. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. And we, yes, you, me, all of us, we get to choose those meanings. We get to decide how we're going to maneuver through whatever's happening. And the more you engage with that, guess what? The more control you have over your life, the more power you have. Wallace Wattles talked about that beautifully in chapter 4, where he talks about how there's nothing that shrinks the minds of more men and women than that of sustaining consecutive thought. It's the hardest work in the world, especially when truth is contrary to appearances, especially when truth, how you'd love things to be, maybe it's what's on your goal card, is contrary to the evidence that's there. But when you can think from that truth, when you can think from how you would love things to be, when you can think from giving meaning to things that serve you. Let me rephrase that. By giving meanings to things in a way that does serve you, you have power. And with that power, you can get whatever you want. Now, again, think about that. Greater is he that is in you than he that is of the world. That's a statement from the good book. He that is in you is all about what's inside. It's about that inner narrative where the kingdom of heaven is. The kingdom of heaven is the kingdom of thought. Well, greater is that in you, which is your imagination, than he that thinks from the outside, from the appearances, from what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. See, that's a principle. And it's a beautiful principle to use in your life. And I highly recommend that you do engage with it so that you can make the changes that you seek in your life. Right? Amazing, isn't it? Excuse me. So, with that being said, what we've been studying here is The Science of Getting Rich. If you don't have a copy of this, make sure you do get a copy of this and get this specific copy, because this is an edition that we published that has the writing from a specific edition. And then from that, when you do get it, make sure you underline it, make sure you highlight it, memorize it. But most importantly, above anything else, be sure that you use it. Remember, application, baby, that's where it's at. If you don't apply this information, this knowledge, it's not going to deliver any change in your life. This knowledge, this information, even what I just talked about in the very beginning of this, it has no power in and of itself. It requires movement in the mind of whoever receives it in order for that change to take effect, to deliver an outcome. And again, this is what we're hoping that you grab onto for yourself. I mean, that's what we built with what we made with the program Emergence, is to help you to implement and use what we're talking about so you can deliver the changes that you seek, whether that's earning more money, whether it's having a different lifestyle, whether it's being happier overall. Remember, it all starts inside. As within, so without. It all starts in the form of an image, and you're the one who gets to determine what that picture is going to be. And you can make it be whatever you want it to be. And that is pretty freaking great. So again, make sure you have a copy of this. All right, so you ready? Are you ready to dive into this? Are you ready to go into this wonderful world of Wallace D. Wattles and what he's wanting to convey to us? Type in the comments, I'm ready if you're ready. Oh, good. You guys already beat me to it. You guys are typing it in already. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, so let's go into this, shall we? All right, so here we are. And let me get to the exact page that we're on right now. And this is on page 77. So there's 76 from before and 77. And what is he directing you with? He's saying that you should interest yourself in the world's becoming rich. Remember, you got to see that in order to help it to make it happen. It's not going to do you any good to see people as poor, even though they are poor. It's not going to do any good for you to study poverty or to be engaged with it or to reinforce it, because that's what you do when you look at it that way. Now, remember, this doesn't mean you shouldn't have a heart of compassion to be able to help someone who's in need. One thing, though, you must understand is that whatever you do, well, there could be, for instance, stepping stones or something to help them. It's very important that you don't contribute to continuing that pattern inside of them, of which they want to get rid of. And we see this already heavily in what a lot of what government has done. Government is constantly embedded within it. Oh, it's not affordable. We got to make things affordable. Oh, to continue this whole pattern of of not being rich or not being self-sustaining. Well, don't be a part of that. Understand that it all starts in the mind. And if you want riches to be amongst everyone, then you've got to engage with what causes riches to happen with everyone. And what is that? That's the picture of wealth. You've got to build it in your own mind first and help others to build it in their own minds as well. Now, think of riches, of the riches the world is coming into instead of the poverty that is growing out of. And bear in mind that the only way in which you can assist the world in growing rich is by growing rich yourself through the creative method, not the competitive one. Now, we talked about the competitive mode versus the creative mode, and just think of a pie. And a lot of us, we see the pie and we think of that pie as being something that's there. It's finite. It's absolute. And when someone goes into the pie, most people think of it in terms of, oh, now they got to divide it. Now the slices are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. See, that's the competitive mind. There's no thought at all in most cases of the idea of making the pie bigger. See, that's the creative mindset. And that's how you've got to think as well. Think about the difference when it comes to approaching things that way, rather than being competitive of, oh, I got to get mine, which is an unfortunate paradigm in society today. And you see it clearly. You can make a bigger pie. And then it won't matter so much as in terms of, the slice that's there, because if you are part of that creative process, it'll all come to you accordingly. So give your attention wholly to riches. Ignore poverty. Don't give life to it. That's very important. Remember, whatever you give attention to, you get more of multiplied. Don't concern yourself with that. Don't think of yourself as cold-hearted if you're not giving life to that. Think of yourself as very loving, because that is very loving when you are not giving life to the poverty that's there. Remember, those who are in poverty, and I was, one time very much so, I didn't want to stay there. And I can assure you that they didn't either, that they don't either. So don't be a contributor to that. Give your attention wholly to riches. Ignore poverty. Whenever you think or speak of those who are poor, think and speak of them as those who are becoming rich. As those who are to be congratulated rather than to be pitied. Oh, I feel so sorry for them. You're just contributing to them staying there if you say that. Then they and others will catch the inspiration and begin to search for a way out. Remember, all of your problems are mental in nature, which means all the solutions are mental in nature. And it's the same for you as it is for me, as it is for everyone. It's just a matter of waking up and expanding their awareness and consciousness. Now, before we proceed, for those of you who are watching this live stream and are connected with this and love to dive even more into this and help to build a better image of you in your life so that you can deliver much different outcomes, then do yourself a favor, go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You will thank yourself later. You'll thank yourself big time.